At Targett, then, Leeds fans, it looks like he was the one who Daniel Farke was maybe uttering last night after the press conference. Well, in the press conference, I should say, Leeds United were linked with a player. Farke almost said in his press conference that my phone might start ringing again next time we have a press conference. And I think all of us are a little bit like, well, is this happening, or is this maybe just Farke again leading us a different way, and it'll be we tried FC again, which could still happen with Leeds United. We are very, very aware of that, but the Athletic are reporting this morning that it's Matt Targett that Leeds are looking at. Now, I mentioned Targett for Leeds United quite a few years ago now. I think it was when he was at Southampton. We did a rumour mill. We spoke about Targett, and I thought it'd have been a decent signing for Leeds United. He has just been ravaged with the lack of playing time in 24-25, and even when you go a little bit further back, it is... yeah, it's not great reading for Matty Targett. He's barely played any minutes. I mean, all of last season total in 23-24, he had 194 minutes. I think in 22-23, he had a few more minutes, but it wasn't anything sort of exemplary. His last proper minutes, really, in my opinion, were against Watford Villa, really. But yeah, 738 minutes in the 22-23 season. So I don't know. I'm just a little bit like, what are we doing here? I guess last night, even when he mentioned transfers, I was very much, do you know what, guys? I'll be honest with you. It's got to a point now of which I'm like, just go and get a striker then. Look, if he's not going to utilise Joseph, I can't watch Joel Peru just put in like performances like that. 5 goals in 19 isn't just getting me off my seat. I don't mind Peru. I know he brings something different. I don't have an agenda against him whatsoever. I think he brings something different, but I'm almost just of the mindset right now that if Joseph isn't even acting as competition right now, I don't think Daniel Farke is even sold on Peru. I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't think last season when Bamford came in and he was a part of proceedings from January onwards, I was very much convinced then that Farke, I know it was Peru was his signing, but I'm very much convinced that he's still not fully all in on the Dutchman. And I think you've even saw that at the beginning of this season where Peru is his marksman. He scored the most goals last season, but he started the season with Matteo Joseph. So I know it's his man, but I'm not convinced he is convinced on Peru. So yeah, I thought that it would maybe be Leeds looking at a number 9, and I know I've mentioned the depth and I've mentioned Leeds having rotation and me being chilled, but it got to a point of which last night, and it has against Norwich, and it has against Sheffield Wednesday, and it has against multiple other games this season, and matches where I'm a little bit like, well, if you're not really going to utilise Joseph and start him, and we're not going to have this rotation anymore, and look, I completely understand. People will be like, look, Connor, he's not proven it. Completely get that. That's fine. But I can't just watch Peru just be completely anonymous in games. It's just not productive whatsoever. So if you're not going to utilise Joseph, if there's not going to be full rotation and Joseph's not going to get minutes, fine, okay, I'm happy to go with that. But let's just go and get another striker then. Let's just go and get another striker, because I can't continue seeing Ramazani on the bench. I can't continue seeing Joseph on the bench and us not sort of mixing that up a little bit. We're top of the table, of course we are, but I do wonder right now if we're going to see Ramazani starting again. I don't think we are. I think we'd have seen it by now. And when I say starting again, it's not like he's never ever going to play for Leeds again, but I think going forward, Farke is very happy with Leeds just having Aronson in that number 10. He's very happy with Solomon being out there, and I think Solomon's been really impressive, and Dan James, but Ramazani for me is the best player Leeds have, and I don't see him filling in. And the reason I was sort of against Leeds going and getting another attacker is because, I thought that Joseph was going to be at least starting a couple of games maybe, and we were going to see a little bit of difference when it came to him and Peru, but that just doesn't seem to be the case right now. I wonder even if Bamford was fit, if we'd see Bamford starting for Leeds right now, because we know post-January, Farke preferred him last season, so I wonder if that would be the case. But right now, I don't see even Ramazani starting for Leeds. I don't see that happening, so he's just going to be an impact sub. I don't know if Nonto's even going to feature as well, so my sort of outliers and my sort of anomaly chat when it came to us not getting another number 9 was we're going to see Joseph rotated with these 90-minute spells, but we're going to see Ramazani contributing to goals, Nonto contributing to goals. And Nonto is an interesting factor in terms of him just maybe not hitting those levels, but stat-wise, he's still doing okay for Leeds this season. And surely he's got to feature at some point. But the second part of that is Ramazani. I was sort of okay with us not doing a number 9 because the players in behind that striker are still going to do a really good job and are going to contribute to goals. I just wonder if Ramazani's ever really going to get that run again. I don't know. I know Solomon's Farke's man. We're all very aware of that. Aronson, he's a massive fan of him. So I just wonder if we're going to see Ramazani again, to be honest, from the start. So yeah, Matt Targett seems to be the guy that Farke was maybe referring to. The long-term projection of this is interesting because Leeds in the Premier League, Matt Targett with a bad injury record, he's 29 years of age. Is that kind of who we want to be going for? It's not something that inspires me, to be honest, guys. Is it maybe a short-term addition? Well, maybe, but Firpo's probably going to be with us until the summer anyway, so does Matt Targett really fill the void? I'm not 100% sure he does, but let me know what you guys think in the chat. Interested to hear what you think on the transfer news. And yeah, as I say, there's it's not the fact that I'm going back and saying, oh, I've contradicted myself. It's very much like, if we are just going to stick with Joel Peru and that's just the number 9 and there's no real competition for starts for anyone else, we might as well just go out and get number 9. You might as well just go do it because it is what it is. I'm sort of sick of seeing Peru just be completely anonymous in games, to be honest with you. So that's kind of how I would be looking at it. And you just kind of get pelted down for forever saying Peru should be out of this starting 11. But if it is just Peru and Peru by himself and there's no rotation there, just go and get another striker, especially if Ramazani's not going to start games. You might as well. It's probably going to give you a little bit more firepower. If there was more rotation in that front striker line, I'd be okay with it. And if Ramazani was featuring in that 3 and behind the striker, I'd be fine with us not doing a number 9 because I think he'd contribute more to goals and chances and big chances and assists and all this sort of stuff. But right now it feels like there's a set starting 11, and if someone can disrupt that starting 11 coming in as a number 9, just go and do it. You might as well. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Does Matt Targett excite you? Does he not? A number 9? What are you thinking? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.